Hi, welcome back to my views and news. Another news bulletin for you. Headlines. Firstly, Amhara region Fano fighters have captured a town in South Gondar, from where they can now move towards the main road which connects Wollo with Gondar. Maybe that is why in Debre Tabor pamphlets were distributed 2 days ago warning military to leave the town. Secondly, how much is the salary of Eritrean president? Is there no corruption in Eritrea? Is there zero corruption in Eritrea? Interesting claims by African Development Bank Group chairman. What did he say about Eritrea and Eritrean president? And does the salary which was shared by this African official correspond with Isaias Afwerki's lifestyle? Firstly, viewers, Amhara region of Ethiopia, Fano fighters and military involved in clashes in multiple locations. On daily basis, we receive reports of new clashes, new fronts. Military is trying to clear big towns, major roads and small towns as well. But last night I reported about some constraints faced by military. Military is now relying on private vehicles for sending of logistics to the Amhara region. People said, Sajid, you are just exaggerating this thing. In Tigray war too, military hired private transporters. What is new about Amhara? Well, it's not something new. What I concluded last night was that it meant the use of private transport vehicles indicated that military was facing logistical issues in the Amhara region because of Fano fighters' attacks on military convoys. That is what I concluded. I know it's not something new. I have covered Tigray war. I know that private transporters were hired by military during Tigray war too. Does anyone know about the hiring of private transporters by military for sending of logistics to its units in the Oromia region too? Where fighting ongoing for years. I don't know about any hiring of transporters in Oromia to send supplies to India. It means that situation in Amhara is not like the situation in Oromia. It's not like the situation in Tigray too, but gradually we're seeing that military is coming under pressure. That is what I conclude. Now, coming back to today's first news story, and that is from Gondar, South Gondar, where yesterday, after heavy fighting, Fano fighters took control of a town, a small town in South Gondar. Mekane Isis is the name of the town. Mekane Isis is the name of the town. This town is close to Iste. Iste is under Fano control too, reportedly. For the last 3 to 4 days, fighting has been ongoing in the vicinity of these two towns. And yesterday, Fano fighters took control of Mekane Isis, reportedly. Now, this development is strategic in terms of the location of Iste and Mekane Isis. Iste and Mekane Isis are situated along a road which connects these places with Nifas Micha to Debre Tabor road. It means if you're in control of Iste and Mekane Isis, you can reach Nefas Micha to Debre Tabor road. You can cut off the road. So that is why this area is strategic. Fano fighters already have their presence close to a forest situated a few kilometers away from Debre Tabor. Now they have captured Este and Mekane Isis. It means that they could be in a position to make a move on Debre Tabor now if these towns remain under Fano control. That is why perhaps pamphlets were distributed 48 hours ago in Debre Tabor town. And through these pamphlets, Fano sent a warning. It issued a deadline to Ethiopian military. It told military to leave Debre Tabor till a Thursday. Today is a Tuesday. So this capture of Bakanesis and Este is linked to Fano's intentions to recapture Debre Tabor. Let's hope there is no bloodshed in Debre Tabor like we saw a few days ago when Fano entered Debre Tabor, military used force, heavy weapons were deployed, hospitals were bombarded, schools bombarded, 2 civilians died, people died at the entrance of a hospital in Debre Tabor. Let's hope that there is no destruction in Debre Tabor. But Fano fighters want to keep Debre Tabor under pressure. They want to ensure that military does not receive supplies from Wallo. So they keep on attacking military convoys along Wuldia to Nefas Micha, Wuldia to Debre Tabor road. Let's see what happens. So far, Mekanesis is under Fano control reportedly. Secondly, was Eritrea. How much is the salary of Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki, and is there zero corruption in Eritrea? Ikenvomi Adesina is African Development Bank Group Chairman. He was in Eritrea last week, and after visiting Eritrea, he's basically from Nigeria. And after visiting Eritrea, he shared his experience of his visit of Eritrea. Akinwumi says that according to a UN official, there is zero corruption in Eritrea. It was told by UN official to Akinwumi, there is zero corruption in Eritrea, firstly. Secondly, another UN official told Akinwumi while he was in Eritrea, I think, that the pharmaceutical standards of Eritrea correspond with WHO's global standards. So African countries, African engineers, they can learn a lot from Eritrea. He predicted that Eritrean people, Eritrea, are set to grow rapidly in coming years. And very interestingly, he made a revelation about Isaias Afwerki's salary. How much is the salary of Isaias Afwerki, Eritrean president? According to Akinwumi, only $6,000 per month? No, per year. Isaias Afwerki gets $500 per month as salary according to Akinwumi Adesina. Now, 2 points I want to make. Firstly, I cover Isaias Afwerki's visits wherever he goes. We follow. We try to build analysis. We try to understand the motives behind his visits, etc. If you analyze his dressing only, the way he dresses, does his dressing correspond with $500 monthly salary? Secondly, if there is no corruption in Eritrea, why are people fleeing? Why are youths fleeing? Why is there no rapid economic progress in Eritrea? I'm not saying there is corruption in Eritrea. I'm saying that if we suppose there is no corruption, this zero corruption could not translate into prosperity. Why? Countries develop through modernization, industrialization, through creation of favorable atmosphere for businessmen. Businessmen create jobs. Businessmen run economies. Problem is that in Eritrea, business activity was discouraged, you can say. Big businesses were closed years ago. Even those Eritreans who are pro-government, who are living abroad and who have money, they're not ready to invest in Eritrea. Why? Because there is no favorable environment for business community in Eritrea. No environment for business community, that is why no jobs. When it comes to corruption, we must also talk about high-handedness of government officials. How many government officials have been held accountable in Eritrea so far? Does anyone know? How many have been put in prisons for malpractices, for use of force against civilians, for violation of fundamental rights? Do we know that? No one knows. Problem is that Eritrea is shrouded in mystery. No one knows what is happening there. UN, other institutions, they have limited access to Eritrean government departments. So if and Yemeni Gebremeskel shared the tweet of African Development Bank president, in which the president mentioned Isaias Afwerki's salary and that there is zero corruption in Eritrea. If these Eritrean government officials take pride in zero corruption in Eritrea, they should also tell the people why is that there is no development, no prosperity, and why is that Eritrea has been involved in armed conflicts one after the other in the region. It means there is something wrong. There needs to be a change. Otherwise, there will be zero corruption as is being claimed. There will be no prosperity. There will be no development. So, government officials will have to think differently. Instead of taking pride in what is in Eritrea, they should work towards creating an Eritrea which people don't leave. If people leave a country, it means that living conditions are not favorable. There is poverty, there is repression, there is lack of liberties, and that is what seems to be the case in Eritrea. Thank you for watching.